Hey guys, I'm Tyrone and welcome back to Harrison Family Farm. For those of you that joined us last week and caught the previous video to this one, this is essentially going to be a part 2 of trying to get the tractor back up near the house from back there in the field where I ran out of gas from taking the doghouse back there for the goats. So I'll let the battery charge overnight, make sure I got a good strong battery, and also like I told you guys before, I was going to take my pancake air compressor back there to actually try to push some pressure on the fuel to get the fuel to push forward on up to the injection pump. So that's what I'm gonna be doing today. I just plugged up the pancake compressor, just finished charging up, and so I'm gonna grab the battery and then head over there to see if we can't go ahead and get it to start. All right guys, we're back out here. As you can see, I got my battery connected, it in place. Air compressor is there. Now one thing to note is I'm not going to have a way to keep this airtight. What I'm talking about is this tank. And so I'm going to just try to put a rag around it and then put my hose in there and apply as much pressure as I can. And then the goal here is what we're trying to do is put enough back pressure on that fuel to push it on up to the pump. Like I shared with you guys in the last video, I'm on an incline with the nose of the tractor facing up. And so the fuel is wanting to go back, but we'll see what we can do. So I'm gonna finish getting things connected and set up and see if I can't have any luck out of this thing. I'm just using this glove to kind of help as much as possible prevent the air from escaping. Let's see if we get any fuel now. Still no fuel yet. Unfortunately, I'm starting to see some smoke coming from my starter, so I'm really trying to take it easy on it. I wish I could create a better air seal. I am starting to see one of the injector lines, the one that's closest to us, push out some bubbles, which is a good sign. That means it's evacuating the air. And hopefully fuel is soon to follow. Again, I'm just pausing to give that starter a break. I don't want to burn it up because given the age of this machine, I would probably fight like hell to try to find a replacement or a rebuilt one or anything like that. Okay, I'm starting to see a steady flow of fuel on the first injector. I'm not going to tighten it all the way, but I am going to tighten it a little bit, go ahead and seat it, and try to replicate that on the other side. Maybe I can get you guys a little bit closer so you can see. So right here, and of course my hand's gonna be in the way. But this is where I'm trying to see fuel from at the end of this nozzle. I don't know if that smoke's coming in on camera, but yeah, that starter's smoking on me and I don't like it. Might try the air again. Still nothing. This one you can actually see starting to create bubbles because it is going ahead and pushing fuel or air through, which is a good sign. But nothing on this one yet. This one's really starting to squirt, so what I might end up doing is, because one thing I forgot my wrenches for these lines, so I gotta go get them. But I might tighten this one down, see if I can maybe get it to start on one cylinder, and then it'll go ahead and prime itself out and get that other one going. So let me go get my wrenches right quick, and then I'll come back. So actually, I didn't go get my pliers. I just had some vice grips in my hand. In my pocket, excuse me. And so I just went and snugged it down a little bit just to save me some time. And so this time I'm actually gonna hit the glow plug to see if maybe she'll go ahead again, try to turn over with just one injector. As you can hear, yeah, she's thinking about it. She's really thinking about trying to turn over on that one injector, so that's a great sign. Let's try it again. She's thinking about it. We definitely made some progress. It's just surprising to me that this other line is not delivering any fuel yet, when obviously this one is. Still nothing. Let's see if I close it just a little bit. Actually, I want to hit my glow plugs first. There she is. So we have gotten fuel there finally. We are on our way. See if we can go ahead and get her to start up now. Trying not to kill my battery, which we can see fuel coming out of this line now, which is a great sign. I'm gonna actually give it a quick little turn to snug it up with my vice grips. And honestly, let me stop playing. The best thing for me to do is get the proper wrench so I can snug it down, because otherwise air is still going to get in there. So I'll be right back. And we're back. Well, I swear I'm getting my steps in these last few days. Let's tighten him up. Okay, that's pretty snug. Let's see what she wants to say. Starting to get worried about my battery just because between glow plugs and trying to turn it over. There she is. There she is. Come on, baby. We're making progress. We are definitely making progress. There she goes. That's a good sign. We're getting there. And I figured it was gonna start and down me a few times. Work the rest of that air out. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, she wants to so bad. You're right there. And let me just double check, make sure my connections are tight, because I do see some fuel which could be old, but we'll just be sure. Give it another. Yeah, I got a little bit more out of it. My hands got fuel on them, so they're slipping on my adjustment. Okay, that one seems pretty good. Let's give her another go. Oh, we're close. I think we got her back up and running. It's actually responding to me. You can see the throttle moving back and forth. That's a good sign. I'm gonna let it run there for a while. All right, guys, I feel fairly confident that I've gotten all the air out. Man, I was concerned there for a minute. Only thing I got left to do now is put some air in this tire, and I should be able to go ahead and get her out of here. So I'm gonna go get my compressor attachment. I should have enough air left in that pancake compressor to get her, get this tire up, and we'll go ahead and take her back up near the house. So there's that. I'm so thankful to be able to have gotten this thing started. It actually didn't take me that long today. The only other thing I'm worried about is, as you guys remember from last week's video, I gotta get that female goat and either lock her up, or maybe I'll sneak out of here while she's not looking. She's up there kind of distracted right now. I'll show you. So she's up there kind of, grazing along, browsing, whatever. So maybe I can slip out of here without her noticing, but if you guys recall, I do got to take a portion of my fence down to be able to get out. So I'm gonna focus on that, and I'll check in with you guys once I get the tractor by the house. There she is, boys and girls, right back in her rightful spot. Like I said, I'm just tremendously happy that I was able to get it back up here without much time or just too awful much effort today. Because, yeah, it's a pretty concerning feeling, I'll tell you that much. When it goes out, you don't have power readily nearby, so to speak, or any other resources that might be needed to get it up and running. So that's definitely going to serve, hopefully this time, as a lasting lesson. Check that fuel level first before you just run off with it. So, well, what is it? Dog is so happy. They probably won out. Maybe in a little bit. In a little bit, I said. But, yeah, guys, we got a little culprit that has seen to has made his way out, that male goat. He actually broke the brand new little rope that I put him on, but that's all right. It was probably underrated for the job. Anyway, I don't know if you can see that hook that's dangling from below him right there. I guess that's where he pulled it loose from the rope at. But I mentioned to you guys in that last video, prior to the tractor going down, that my goal was to actually put up some pieces of fencing that I had, maybe some chain link and otherwise, to kind of prevent him from being able to get out. So I might explore doing that now. I don't know exactly just how much time I have, just because you can tell probably behind me the sun is already beginning to set, because it is the afternoon. And so I think the first thing I'm gonna do is go down here and kind of just take a look. Actually, I'll show you guys where I found him getting out at, and the area that I'm looking to patch. Well, it's actually really this whole back run. Like I've mentioned before, it's great for cows, but me putting those goats in there was ambitious, especially a male goat. They just tend to be rambunctious, and he wants to do things his way. And that's why we don't get along now. But that female goat, I really don't have a lot of problems out of her, just because she's not as, I don't know, trying or as brave as he is. So initially, I thought he was getting out there, so I just put some stuff there. But that wasn't the spot where he's truly getting out. It's down here, ways further down. Or at least it's where I saw him getting out at. And you can see this whole little stretch, the whole bottom part needs some type of reinforcement in order to truly hold goats. It's just too much clearance. Now this one here, that's pretty low to the ground, so that might hold. But where I saw him get out was right here against this corner post, right under here. That's a pretty nice size hole. And you can even see he's left some hair behind, some fur behind. And so, thinking about, like I said, taking some chain link and just, I don't know, fasten it to this post and maybe just attaching some of my barbed wire here just to have it hold up and possibly keep him in. Again, I'm a little hesitant to even mess with it just because I think it's going to take a little bit more time and effort than I might have available to me today. And then again, when I come up here, I got some other areas just real low that he can get into. And so look, I'm looking here. Looks like he might have gotten out here before too, as well as right here. So yeah, it might take a little bit more planning than I had previously thought. And I say that because I don't have that much chain link. It might be me having to purchase something else now that I'm really kind of studying it and seeing what's going on. I don't know that another line of barbed wire is really going to do it for me, which is why that isn't my first thought. But who knows, I might try it. I don't know. Like I said, I got some chain link, I got some hardware wire, some chicken wire, all of which could really just be ran across that bottom part. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna be today, because as I'm thinking about it, I think I want me some rebar or some type of stakes to be able to drill, hammer into the ground and secure the bottom part of it, because it just being there won't be enough. He's gonna try it, he's gonna test it, and so I'm gonna need to reinforce it on the lower half. Like I mentioned, the top and the sides will probably be fine, just because I can connect it to the existing post in the fence, but that bottom just swinging is not going to be sufficient. But I think that's going to do it for me right now, guys. I'm going to take me a quick break. I'm a little winded. And like I said before, I got my steps in today for sure. Yesterday too. Pause for the cause, and I'll check back in with you guys a bit later. Hey guys, so it is still Monday, a little bit later in the day, but just checking back in because I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier as far as how I wanted to secure the backside of this fence. But earlier today I was walking around and I ended up passing where I had put my mesh electrical fence that you guys have seen me previously use to rotationally graze the goats. And so I just ran it across the back. Like, duh, I don't know why I didn't think of that. But so I just finished setting it up. I haven't electrified it yet, but I think it's gonna serve me well as far as what I'm trying to accomplish and keep him in. And yeah, so there's no vulnerabilities in it now. As long as my fence is on, my fence charger, I mean, is on and working, he should be inclined to stay in. And this is a little high right here, so I'm gonna just had an extra post, and so we'll just use it to hold this little piece down. But yeah, can't believe I forgot about it. I had it just right there on that tree, kind of where you see that old house of theirs that I keep when I do have them grazing. But yeah, I walked by and it just spoke to me. It's like, yep, that's your solution. And so yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys while I was fresh on my mind that I came up with a solution just as fast as I was stumped. And so much so I just went ahead and did it. But about to get electrified, track him down, get him back in here. And then that's gonna do it for me outside today. I'm about to get inside and try to get warmed up a bit. The sun's gone down, so it's not as warm as it was earlier. You see I got my coat back on now. So I'll check back in with you guys later. Hey guys, so it is now Wednesday. And let me tell you how all of our hard work in this basement almost, let me get some light real quick. Sorry. How all our hard work in our basement almost got totally destroyed. So earlier today, I was walking in the backyard and I noticed a wet area in our, right up against our house, right by our sub pump discharge line. And I've showed you guys that before. Maybe I'll show it to you again here in a minute when I go back outside. And I noticed there was water there. And so I'm like, what the heck is water doing there? You know, unless there's some type of water intrusion in the basement. So I hurry up, I rush inside, and to my dismay, I see, hold on, that our hot water tank was not overfilling or leaking, but this discharge line that you see right here up top, or valve, was just pouring water into our sub pump. And you can see it's damp over there, a little bit damp here as well. And thank God that it was contained to this area and that our sub pump quickly kicked in and worked to evacuate that water. But I ended up having to turn our hot water off just to be able to get it to stop flowing. I currently don't know with a fact, or for a fact rather, what the issue is. I suspect that it is this unit right here, which is the pressure relief valve. I was hearing some looseness in it. You can even hear now that when I open the valve, it's wanting to release water. You can see it moving. And so just so thankful I was able to identify what it was and get down here and get it shut off. But very, very scary for me. Very, very scary for me being outside, seeing that the sub pump was on and running. And, you know, we hadn't had any rainfall recently or anything like that to constitute it running. And I'm talking about it was pushing out water, like good water. Good amounts of water is what I mean to say. And so, yeah, super scary for me until I was able to come down here and lay hands on it, see that everything else was dry and in good condition. You can see nothing came over here. This is the bathroom area just for reference. And yeah, just so thankful that it wasn't any deeper than that. And actually, I'm gonna turn the water back on real quick and to see if there's any difference, because I was actually on my way out, or like leaving, when I discovered it. I just so happened to be walking back there checking on the animals and the dogs. So let me see if I can get this turned back on real quick. Oops, I'm about to drop everything. The hot water heater has turned into kind of a desk for me, or a workbench. Got it back on, and you can see immediately it's switching out again. And so, yeah, thankfully it was pouring right into that sub pump basin. And so, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and turn it off now. But the other issue now is I got to fix it. Not really something I was looking forward to do today, but nor is it something that I've ever done before. So I'm going to actually get some information from the hot water heater and see if I can find one here at the local Lowe's and actually get this installed, because in the meantime, we don't have any hot water. But yeah, guys, totally freaked me out and had me super, super duper concerned, as you can imagine, given the effort, time, and money we had put into the basement. But at the same time, like I said, we're just so grateful that it's nothing deeper than that. And hopefully that does fix the problem. Like I said, I don't know for sure, but that's just where kind of my process of elimination has led me. And then also I was hearing some loose parts inside of that valve too, the valve body, I guess, if you will. And so that also is kind of leading me to believe that indeed is what it is. And so, yeah, I'm like I said, get some information off this tank, see about going to get a new part and any other subsequent materials I might need, and let's get this fixed up. So I think I've been able to find a replacement part. First things first, though, what I'm going to do is open up the valve, this damaged one or faulty one, and I'm just going to let it release all the water that it wants to, and then I'm actually going to take it with me just to match up with the replacement at the store. That way I can be sure, or as sure as possible, that I have the proper part. And so I'm gonna go grab some tools so that I can do that. Well, I can open the valve now, and then I'll go grab some tools so that I'll be able to remove it once it's fully drained. Just want to do that first. That way, no water is getting anywhere else. And also, I'm also going to go upstairs and turn off the circuit breaker that supplies power to the water heater unit. Not a whole lot came out, so I guess that's pretty much it. And like I said, we're going to cut the power, get some tools. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to cut this to be able to, back it off, and then in turn take this off, because I can't spin this enough to back this fitting off, because this line goes all the way down to the ground into that pan. So we have to give me a few different tools, and then we'll come back and get it squared away. All right, guys, so this is that discharge line for our sub pump here. And it's not really wet anymore, but you can see right there where all that water just kind of ran off to when it was pumping out. And I don't know if you can see the discoloration in the grass. That's just from where it was wet versus the rest of the grass that's not wet because it hasn't rained or anything. But yeah, this is what I saw, and it was actively pumping at the moment, and so really concerned me and freaked me out. But let's go get it taken care of. So first things first, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this line. That way I can hopefully back this fitting off with any luck. Like that. I would just take this off, like the whole valve body, and do it, but I don't have a vise to put it in afterwards to get this fitting out. Just want to be careful about it. I don't want to take a small problem and make it a bigger problem. And I'm just hesitant to turn against this thing. And my God, she is tight. Oh. Actually, I still need to cut this shorter because it's not going to fit between these two water lines. But I was hoping I would be able to back that off so that this wouldn't be an issue. Buy a house, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Now, no lie. Homeownership can be great. And it largely is. But I will say that when things go awry, there is no maintenance man, landlord to call. It is on you. And I am just truly, truly thankful and grateful for the little bit of knowledge that I have and confidence to be able to take on such projects, because yeah, I'm sure something like this, an emergency call, is easily a couple $100 at minimum. And so yeah, super grateful, and just something to be mindful and thoughtful of. There's more than just the price tag on the house. The upkeep, property taxes, insurance, all that jazz. Now I need one of you to allow me to do what I need to do. And I am being delicate because I don't want to break or harm anything. Just being honest. She doesn't want to go that way either. Let me actually consider trying some other tools or getting some other tools, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I finally got this bad boy to budge, and it wasn't easy. You see, I got me a piece of PVC pipe as a cheater bar, and it finally gave. And so there it is turning, but like I mentioned, I'm gonna have to cut this down some more. This pipe here, I'm gonna have to cut it down some more. So I'm not gonna clear this line or this one when I make it to that side either. So I'll give that a quick cut, go ahead and get this taken out, and we should be just about ready to go after that. Okay guys, so we got our part out. This is it, and I did see some gunk in there, so I brought my shop vac and I just vacuumed around it and down in where it installs at as well. So now I can head over to Lowe's and see if I can find a replacement, which hopefully I can. That way, get this back in service. I'll need this and a few other parts. Like I said, I gotta repair this discharge line, which that shouldn't be too bad, and then we should be good to go. All right guys, so I made it back from Lowe's, and I'll show you real quick what I got. Got some more 3/4 inch pipe, and that's just because I cut on that drain line. Just got me some pipe thread sealing or pipe dope, whatever you want to call it. Have our new valve here, and then what else did I get? Oh, got that new fitting, the one that I couldn't get off, that's here, and then I got a coupling to connect to the rest of that drain pipe. So that should really be all I need. And I already showed you guys the old piece, but just for reference, here it is. And so this is that fitting I was talking about I replaced, or bought a new one of, so that I can install it on the new part. So let's go ahead and get to it. And so there's already kind of like some type of coating on here, but I'm gonna go ahead and put some Teflon tape around these threads as well, just to be sure. And that just prevents leaks, especially with metal on metal. And again, like always, this is no how-to. I'm just a homeowner trying to save a buck and taking you guys along for the ride with me. So, if you encounter a problem like this, make sure you consult a local professional, especially if you don't feel confident doing things like this. And just to be also honest about something else, this is just what made sense to me as far as being the issue. I don't know for a fact, but it makes sense that this was causing the failure, because I can't say that it was because the water was too hot, given that the water was cold at this point because it was just running. And so yeah, just put a little thread sealer on there as well. Make sure we don't have any issues. Go ahead and put it in there. Let it kind of go ahead and get those threads started. So right about there should be good. Now we're ready for our adapter. And just double check that's perfect. And same thing here, I'm gonna hit it with some Teflon and then some pipe dope. All right, that should be plenty tight. Now we can make this connection. Just cut a piece. Probably won't even need that much, honestly. Just gonna fit on the end of there like so. All right, I'm gonna use one of these crimping rings. You guys hear Angela sneaking down the steps. And then we're just gonna crimp our piece.
The only thing I'm not sure about the color.
Is it gold?
It has a gold frame.
It matches the
Oh, you're right.
dresser or whatever. All right, and so that's secure like that. And so we're still gonna have to cut this down to make our elbow. And so
Only
let's
thing
get
is the
our,
width seems a little off.
all right guys, so I just want to get a measurement so I know where to cut this piece. So I'm gonna fit that in there. Try to keep this as straight as possible. So right there should be ample. Gonna need 2 more of our crimp rings. So let's take this piece off. Put a ring in there. Put our fitting on. Back up. And same with this side. Get a ring on. And voila. Looks pretty good. Go ahead and crimp them down. There's one. Make sure she's in there real good. And a bit closer. Oops. Move back on me. Right about there. Alright. So valve is installed. Our relief discharge line is reinstalled. Fingers crossed we should be good at this point. Just trying to think to myself what I want to do. Whether I want to turn the power back onto this bad boy or just turn the water on to see if it continues to bleed off. So we'll just turn the water on. We're right here. See what happens. Beautiful success. Turned the water on. As you guys can see, valve is now in line, which means it is on. And we don't have that unsuspected water flow issue that we were experiencing earlier. So thankful. Now I can go back upstairs and turn the water on. So glad this was a simple repair, fairly easy to find, diagnose, and remedy. So grateful for that, and grateful for my crazy butt being willing to give it a shot to try to fix it. So let me run upstairs, get the get the power back onto the water heater, and things should be business as usual. Wow. Alright guys, it seems to have taken care of things for us. I can hear the water heater humming now, meaning that the heating elements are probably on and working, in which that wasn't a problem to begin with. I'm pretty sure this took care of what the issue was, given that water's not spewing out of it anymore. Just seems like our original valve here failed, and wasn't that bad to get it on and off. I did have to buy a few parts, but all in all wasn't super expensive, and things look to be like they are back in working order. So that's so cool. One thing I will say, the timing of this was just so perfect in the sense that so these are 2 pumps we have in the basement. This is our pump for this basement bathroom here, which is a grinder pump, and then this is a sub pump. Both, although we had the basins for them already installed when we had the house built, we did not actually have pumps in them until earlier this year. And so even with that, even when we got the pumps in, I didn't have electricity over here until I installed it when I ran power, when we had that sub panel installed on this back wall that you guys see me mess with from time to time. So the fact that one, we had the pump, 2 of the pumps had power before this failed is just almost a luck, strike of luck or godly in the sense that we could have been in a position where we were not protected. And so just super, super thankful that the pump kicked into action. Oh, and another thing, although we have the pumps installed and have electricity over here, this would a lot of times be the outlet I use to power lights and other things while I'm working down here. So a lot of times one or both of these pumps would be unplugged. And so it's just the luck of the draw, or just, like I said, a godly act in the sense that all the preventative measures were in place and functioning as they should have been when this happened. So I'm super, super thankful for that. Like, I couldn't tell you how disappointing and disheartening it would have been for that water to just escape and roam, around our basement, damaging potentially the drywall, potentially some of the insulation, or whatever the case may be. So super, super happy and just grateful. Even though it cost a few bucks to get it replaced, took a little bit of my time to, to install it or whatever. None of that even matters when you think about the potential damage. So super grateful, super, super grateful. And looks like we'll be back up in business. Now, I can't test the hot water yet just because it's going to take a minute for it to warm up the water. But again, that wasn't the problem to begin with. I think we're good. Just obviously, you guys saw how I was running before when I turned the water on. So we're no longer experiencing that. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it for this video. I appreciate you guys hanging around with me and just solving problems with me. We got the tractor back up, which was a great thing. If you guys remember, we got it up the next day after it got stuck. And shout out to all of you that, wished me well and told me you were sorry to hear about the tractor. I appreciate it. I didn't want to spill the beans, but by the time you guys had wrote those comments, I'd already had it back up. But super grateful for that too. Thank you guys. Be sure to leave me a like, leave me a comment, share the video, friends and family. And guys, you stay safe out there. Have a great holiday. And until next time, peace.